we have a new letter. This came out just last night from Senator Grassley to David Weiss, the U.S. attorney, who is, of course, investigating Hunter Biden. And he said, based on the information provided to my office from individuals aware of the meeting on October 23rd, 2020, Justice Department and FBI special agents from the Pittsburgh Field Office briefed Assistant U.S. Attorney Lesley Wolf, one of your top prosecutors, and FBI special agents from the Baltimore Field Office with respect to the contents of the FBI-generated FD1023. That's the whistleblower form alleging a criminal bribery scheme involving then-President Hunter Biden, the confidential informant form. And however, why did this meeting not include any IRS agents? Based on information provided to my office, hundreds of Justice Department FBI officials have access to the 1023 at issue, which begs the question I've been asking since the start of my oversight in this matter. What steps have the Justice Department and FBI taken to investigate the allegations? These were the allegations of the $5 million to Hunter, the $5 million to Joe from Burisma. That's the one we're talking about.
Things are briefed. Maybe they're actually doing some work. Hey, look, they're actually doing some work on this, bribery investigation. But of course, we're going to leave out probably the most important player in dealing with money and taxes and all the things that you would. And when that happens, it stinks of corruption. We know this. We see it. Again, it's sadly one of those things that's not shocking, but we are happy to reveal it because that's when more information gets spread and that's when movements can happen.
This bribery scheme that they were paid the Bidens an additional $10 million, $5 for Hunter, $5 for Joe. And this was in a 1023. Was it? We know that FBI and DOJ had access to it, including the U.S. attorney. Why did they block IRS officials from investigating it when they were investigating Hunter? And the answer looks to be that they didn't want those IRS officials were not given authority to investigate Joe Biden. So then they wouldn't have been able to investigate the allegations in the 1023.
Do we save the IRS for conservative groups? Do we save the IRS to use only against people who do not share the values of a woke, left-wing liberal administration? Why were they not brought in? And what steps has the Justice Department taken to investigate the allegations that the whistleblowers have made? And I think Senator Grassley in this letter very heavily leans on the Attorney General Garland and on Director Wray to answer these questions that they have not answered.
That's also part of what Jim Jordan wants to ask, which is, why did the FBI limit the number of witnesses, he listened to it a different way, who IRS investigators could contact during the Hunter Biden investigation? People are concerned that the FBI was screened from investigating anything that had to do with Joe Biden while they were trying to investigate Hunter Biden for being the conduit to money that went to Joe Biden.
All kinds of things are happening that go back to what we have been saying all along. This is the weaponization of the federal government, the Justice Department and the FBI, to take a particular political point of view, a particular political stance against people who are, or in favor, in this case, of people who they judge to be the ones that they want to remain in power and to keep out those who would take the power and clean the swamp out. And that's what's really bothering me in this thing, is that the weaponization of an agency that I was involved in for so many years, the Justice Department, has now been twisted and turned, Jordan.
So how on earth could you do a real investigation if you couldn't look, if you had to stop anytime you got close to Joe?